Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Another brand new week as we make our way to the holidays. My name is Tisha. And if you have never tuned in, this is Tisha Talks Live at 4:45. This is a series I started back in September and have a very small window right at 4:45 to come on live stream to tell you something I'm thinking, to get your thoughts, to get your ideas, and away we go. And hey, Nathan, good to see you. You're like, yes, thanks for being here live with me. And if you are tuning in live, just like Nathan did, feel free to shoot me a message or tell me that you're on with me live or ask questions. Hey, Steve, good to see you. So today, I'm really just going to be very honest. I'm kind of winging this because I scheduled this a little late and I was like, what am I going to ask today? And last night, if you guys see, I was reading this book, Think and Grow Rich. I'm almost done, as you can see. I'm almost done with it. I think I'm going to be rereading it because it was just full of nuggets of wisdom. And in one of the sections on persistence, I think I'm in chapter 9, it asks this very poignant question of what do you want most out of your life? And I'm reminded of the situation where I was talking to a colleague of mine out here in Arizona. Her name was Alenka Cullinan. Shout out to Alenka. And she runs I Start First. So she helps women start businesses and so forth. And she also was the founder of Rising Tycoons. And we got on the subject of your life isn't the same as Nathan's life, Steve's life, whoever's life that you think you're in comparison with. And I really love this because you guys know this. And Nathan even asked this question, why would anybody not tune in? And why would this be their first one? Hey, Nathan, I'm starting to get some more followers. And so as they're finding out about Tisha Talks Live, they're like, okay, I need to make this a regular thing. Because this is honestly just me talking off the cuff and talking about some different topics here. But thanks again for tuning in. Steve, good to see you too. And people on Facebook and YouTube who are joining in. So yes, Nathan, love this book. I highly recommend it. It is definitely mandatory reading. I think that every kid, every college student, every adult needs to read this because it will challenge you to think in such a different way to really manifest what you want in life. And I've often said this, I use it in a lot of my speeches, but are you failure conscious or are you success conscious? And I love that way of thinking because there is no black and white. You're either I'm going to fail at this, and you're going to train your mind to think that way, or you are going to succeed because you have persistence, you have courage, you have faith, you have all of those things, all those qualities that get you out of your own head and moving into action. So this question of what do you want most out of your life came up as I was reading this in the section of persistence. And I will just be the first to say that when I was speaking with Alenka, this was a couple months back, we were recording one of my podcasts for Success Over Struggle. And she mentioned that here we are inundated with Facebook ads, Instagram ads, coaches, all these people are like, you want to be a 7-figure earner. And why are you not a 7-figure earner? And you should be. Don't you see this life that I'm living? Oh, okay, Nathan. Now you're talking my language. He's talking about The Go-Giver. I love that book. I actually just ordered the other ones too, so I could add it to my collection. But back on this subject of you don't have the life that everybody else has. So when coaches and people on Facebook are like, look at my life, look at how great it is. Don't you want to be this? That is not this invitation for you to compare your life and want to be that life. Okay. I'm saying we all have our own ideas of what we want for our lives. And I know what COVID has taught me is that I could be a lot more minimalistic. I could definitely purge and get rid of a lot of this stuff because what really matters most to me are that I get to get up in the morning, I get to meditate, I get to go for a long walk, I get to have breakfast with my kids, I get to take them to school, I get to take a little bit of a break before I get to my work day. I am not one of those people at 5:30 rolls around and I'm at my computer hustling and grinding. And you know what? That's my choice. There are other people in the world that's what they live for. They live for their work, no judgment, and they want those super nice, fancy things, Lamborghinis, mansions, whatever. They want those 7 figures. And I look at this and I'm like, geez, if I had 7 figures, I guess I'd just be donating that to people because I don't even know what I would do with it, honestly. So when people come to you and they say, don't you want to be that 7-figure earner? Don't you want this life that I have? I really want to question you and say, well, what is it that you really want out of your life? What makes you happy? What makes your life fulfilled? Is it all of those things? And if that's your answer, then by all means, go get it. But if that's not your answer, then you don't have to have the same life that everybody else is having or telling you you should have, or touting that this is what life should be. This is what life should be. My life is getting up, as I said, starting my day at 9:30 in the morning and clocking out by 3 because I got 2 kids that need me. And this 445 live series, I do because it's the 15 minutes in my day where I get to come on here, show up, hold myself accountable, talk to all you lovely people on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn about a topic that is floating around in this Tisha head of mine, and then get to dinner. 15 minutes, that's what I can give you. 15 minutes to just get on here and talk about whatever off the top of my head, or introduce you to some cool people. So I want you just to keep that in mind, that other people may project their life onto yours because that's what they want for their life. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's what you want for your life. Think about what makes you happy. Think about what makes you fulfilled. Think about what makes you have that harmonious life that we are all trying to figure out. For me, I know that that starts at 9 a.m. and that ends by 3 p.m. and I take the weekends off. All right. Well, that is it for today's Tisha Talks Live. Short, sweet, to the point. If you guys want to chime in on this subject, you can absolutely do that in the comment section. I definitely check the replay, and we'll be getting to that after this live stream. But I do this every Tuesday and Thursday, as it suggests. Tisha Talks Live at 4:45 Arizona time, and you can tune in, as I mentioned, on YouTube, Facebook, and on LinkedIn Live and catch the replay. So again, if you can't catch the whole thing, or if you want to catch it later, you can do that for sure. The replays will always be up. And I just want to call out a few people here. Nathan Hawkins, of course, he's one of my newer connections, and this guy and I, we just hit it off so well on LinkedIn. I think because we're just similar, like-minded kinds of people. And then, of course, Antel, I want to say that he was referred by Gary Rogers, if I'm not mistaken. And he said, I get to love that. Yes, guys, this is all about designing the life that you want, not designing the life that somebody else is living and leading. I'm going to just share this. So I had a business coach years and years and years ago, and she always touted how much money she made, which is fine. You know, it's great to be able to definitely pat yourself on the back for the accomplishments, for getting to where you're at. Nothing against it, but her life was Bali and personal trainers on the beach and living in a hut and, you know, dining out at the fanciest restaurants and all of these things. And when I sat there and I was like, I can't even see myself in that life. She didn't want kids. I have 2 kids. She wanted to live, you know, internationally. I like living in Gilbert, Arizona. I like having my hours, like I said, between the hours of 9 and 3 because that's what entrepreneurship allows me to do. You know, she likes having a personal trainer work out with her on the beach. Yeah, okay, awesome. But walking around the block is good for me. So what are your priorities? What are your priorities, and what do you want? What makes you happy? What makes you fulfilled? And go out and get that life that you want, not somebody else's life, not because Facebook deems it that's what you should have, but go out and get the life that you truly want and you truly deserve, and that fulfills you. And again, that's different for every single one of us. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Thanks, guys. Thanks for being on with me, and thanks for tuning in and commenting as well. And again, you can find me at tishaMarie.com and download this book. This is another book. This book is my free ebook on tishaMarie.com, The Gal's Inspirational Guide to a More Purposeful Life. Free ebook download with 50 of my favorite quotes and passages and so on, with messages just like this. So make sure to download that at my website at tishaMarie.com. And I will be back on Thursday at 4:45. And just a quick side note, so I'm taking my own advice. My family is coming in town for the holidays. My sister, her daughter, and my brother-in-law are all coming in town. So Thursday will be the last Tisha Talks before the new year. So I'm planning on doing something a little special with my, let's see, I'm throwing this out there, my top 20 highlights of 2020. And great way to end the year strong, finish with a pat on my back, pat on the back, and get going into 2021. So that's it for today's Tisha Talks Live. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you back on Thursday. Bye, everyone.